Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Halimah Thebird, and here I do everything movie reviews, movie conversations, and TV shows. And today I am going to be talking about Adire, the movie. So Adire is about a sex worker turned entrepreneur who moves to a small town and launches her own lingerie business, only to draw the ire of a preacher's wife. Right? Cast in this film, we had KEHINDE Bankole. She plays Adire, the main character in the film. We have Yvonne Jegede. She plays Shalewa, one of the women in the church and wife to Toby. We had Ibrahim Chata. We had Afolarin. We had Funlola Aofiyebi. We had Ifeanyi Kalu. We had Femi Branch. We had Yemi Black. We had Funlola Aofiyebi. We had Tomi Ojo. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much the cast. There were a number of we also had Kelechi Udegbe. So sorry, I can't believe that I forgot Kelechi Udegbe. Yes, so that's pretty much the cast of the film. So let me take you guys through the performances, what I liked, what I didn't like, and what you should expect in this film. So before we get into the performances in this film, let me just say that please and please, I am begging you guys, when you watch my videos, please drop a comment. It's very important, and it kind of encourages me to want to keep making videos. Right, my voice has been gone for like a week plus, so I have not been able to record anything, but I'm like, what, I still want to come here. But please, I just need more encouragement from you guys. Like my videos and drop comments as well. Anyway, speaking of performances, I'm gonna start with KEHINDE Bankole. She plays Adire and Asari in the film. She's the main character. The story revolves around her. She used to be a sex worker, and then she moves to Oyo town, a small town. First, she starts to attract all the men in town with her beauty and her poise, and then later on she attracts all the women as well. So it's like she just has this thing about her, her aura. It just attracts people to her, right? So her character was quite a feminist. She's the kind of person that would always want to stand up for women, make a statement about something. Like there was this scene where she was smoking in the bar, and then this guy walks up to her and he's like, why she's smoking, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, did you ask all the other men why there's okay? No, he said she's a prostitute, and I mean she's in a bar, she's smoking. And he's like, oh, do you mean that all the other men here that are smoking as well also have something to offer with their body and stuff like that? She's trying to like make very direct statement, let me just put it like that. So yeah, I really like KEHINDE Bankole in this film. If you know KEHINDE Bankole, you know that she is such a star. She is so good at everything she does. Like every movie, you cannot fault KEHINDE Bankole, and I think this is one of my favorite recent performances of her. Top would always be Sister, but this is also a really good one. I think she she carried the character. She had the body language communicated. Her body was just like communicating so much that you could not say that you did not feel her presence. Do you understand? I liked her dialogue as well. She had so many punchlines going on for her. It was interesting. It was nice to see KEHINDE Bankole in this film. Another person I really like in this film would be Yvonne Jegede. I think Shalewa was such a delight, guys. I think she gave Shalewa life. She was timid when she needed to be. She was such a bright young woman when she needed to be. She was a mother when she needed to be. She was a wife when I just felt like she understood how to navigate the emotions that her character was supposed to possess. And it was just really nice to see her and to experience the character through her, right? I think Yvonne Jegede was also really good. Kelechi Udegbe, oh my god, guys, oh my god, he was my highlight. I'm not even going to lie. He made me laugh so much. Like every time Kelechi came on screen, it was such a delight. It was so funny. Every time he said, and they called him Tiger, I would just laugh. And then the scene with Yvonne Jegede, because Yvonne Jegede acted his wife in this film, right? The scene with her where she's wearing the lingerie for the first time and he sees her in it, and then like he literally just wants to scoop her up and swallow her and everything. Like I could feel every emotion, right? Everything with her. I could feel like everything with him at that moment, right? Also, the irony of his character, telling Adire to, follow him to the bathroom so that he can lie to his friends, or he can tell his friends that, oh, he did stuff with her, when in actual fact, he didn't do anything. And then where he's making him out at the bar and all of that, and then he goes home, his wife is trying to seduce him and he just goes to bed. Like, it was just a very funny character, right? Oh, I also should have mentioned that Yvonne Jegede was one of the women of the church. There was this very old, I don't know what kind of setting the church was, but maybe it's like a Pentecostal church, I guess. But all these community churches where like that's probably like the only church in the community. So she was one of like the prominent women in the church, or one of the sisters, let me put it that way, in the church. We had Femi Branch. He played the pastor in the film. I think it was refreshing to see Femi Branch. I don't think I've seen him in a while, or maybe I have and I just cannot remember. Yemi Black as well. It was a different character. It was a different feel to him. Funlola Aofiyebi, yes, she played Dickiness. Oh my god, how could I forget? She was literally the antagonist in this film. I liked her acting. I liked her interpretation of the role. I think it was really nice. And I feel like, I mean, I get where everybody else is coming from when they say, oh, they did not like Dickiness or anything, but I just felt like I understood the Dickiness. Like, maybe because like when you live in a small community, or when you live in places where these are like the norm, or these are the way they treat people, they feel like they are so superior to other people, they feel like they are holier than thou, all of that, right? So I think I just understood her character. I wasn't really angry. I was just like, yeah, this is the typical annoying, African mom kind of vibe that she has going on. So yeah, I kind of understood her character, and I liked our interpretation of it as well. For me, performance wise, all of them delivered. I also want to give kudos to Mike Afolarin and Tomi Ojo in this film. They didn't have so much speaking to do, but we understood their communication, right? It was like they communicated with very very few words, but they did it so well. Michael Afolarin will have this expression on his face, but like when they foreshadow him, every time they foreshadow, I'm like, okay, this guy is, he has something bothering him. Especially in the church, where they had shown different people. There are people that are dancing. There are people that it may have entered them. There are people that they're just following with the vibe. There are people that every different kind of people have come together to be in the church, and it's very typical because it communicates the kind of society that we live in. Everybody's just going through their own things. Some people, they are coming to church, come and thank God that, hey, I scaled through one thing or another person, they're just happy, they're just living a happy life. But there's Michael Falari in one corner there who is trying to make eye contact with Tomi Ojo's character, and whatever they are saying, we don't hear it, but then we see it, and then we feel like, okay, there's a connection here, there's something going on with these two people, right? Yes, so that's basically it for performances in this film. So let me talk about the things I liked about this film. So I'm going to start with acting. Largely, I think acting was really good. There are people that I did not mention when I mentioned performances, like Ifeanyi Kalu, like what's the name of this lady that acts Yoruba films? I can't remember her name, but I'll just probably put it on the screen now. She was very funny. She was one of the church women as well. I think acting wise, everybody was in their bag. Like everybody came and then they just gave their all, right? Another thing I would say I liked the theme of the film. I liked the feel of the film. I think it was very contrasting to what we would naturally see. In this film, we have a prostitute who is a kind person, right? I think the major message about you can be of a, I don't know, morally depreciating profession, but you can still be a good person, and then making the Dickiness the antagonist to the film. I think I liked that angle of it because it can be very tricky. It is a very very tricky way to tell a story, right? It's like you're praising prostitution, but that's not the case. You're just trying to push out the narrative of there is a person beyond what they do. Like people are people before their jobs or what they're associated with or whatnot, right? So it can be a very tricky line to toe, especially when you live in a country like Nigeria, or you live in a place where people are very very judgmental as well. So yeah, I think I liked the angle of that. I also liked largely the storytelling, the progression of the story. Largely, that's from the beginning to a certain point. I liked the way it was flowing. I think it was nice, not necessarily like the best of things, but the way it was just flowing, I think it had a good flow to a reasonable extent, right? I'm also going to say that I liked the feel of the film, the mood, and I think this was done majorly with music, with this scene where they were trying to tell everybody that, Adire was turning men heads around in town. We could see that they were all using like old Nokia phones. So this also communicated that, okay, they're probably in the early 2000s. So yeah, I like the feel of the film. I like the mood. I like the songs. Yes, I liked the intro song in itself. That Adire, didn't the Adire. Yeah, I really liked that as well. I think that's pretty much all I liked about Adire. Yeah, that's what I liked. So to the things I did not like about this film, the first thing would be that Adire had issues, right? Like, I'm talking of Adire the character, and I'm not the famous. Sorry, I think you cannot tell me that this person is trying to turn men heads around, and then the next minute she's giving their wives the magic bra to go and seduce them. Like, pick a side, sister. Do you want the men or you want the women? You cannot be on both sides of the coin, right? I think Adire was very confused as a person, and that was very annoying for me. I'm not even going to lie. Like, okay, what exactly is Adire doing? Also, another thing I would say I didn't like was the number of conveniences that were in this film. Should I call it I'm gonna call it conveniences, yeah. Like the scene where Shalewa goes to go and fight Adire, right? She's on her way to fight Adire for, taking a man or whatnot. And then 2 minutes into that scene, the both of them are becoming best friends and they're laughing and all of that. And I'm like, okay, I don't think so. And then also where Captain finds out about, Adire's location, it was, I'm going to say it was convenient, because all the way from Oyo, by the way, Adire was not selling these outfits at the time. So you cannot tell me that maybe she was selling stuff. That's how, people bought from Lagos, right? Adire wasn't selling. So how did a magic bra go from Oyo to Lagos in what, right? The third act of this film, I don't know, the cost of the third act is following every Nollywood film. It's crazy. The third act was bad. It was rushed. I feel like another 10-15 minutes would have saved this film. It would have saved this film largely, because how did we go from Adire's house burning to, what happened to Captain? What happened to all his men? Did they just disappear because Captain burned in the house? How did they get back into the house, right after the burning? Another thing would be Adire feeling some sort of attachment to the church. I don't understand it, because not at any point did they make us feel like Adire was trying to become religious, or maybe she was trying to read the Bible or learn the ways of the Christian or anything. But somehow she always wanted to be in their fellowship and be nice. Like, it didn't make sense to me, because you cannot say that you're trying to fit into a society or into a system when you're not doing things that abide with that system, right? So that's why I felt like I even understood the dickiness, right? Why are you coming to their fundraiser if you're not a part of them? If you say it's even an open fundraiser, like, you still do not do anything that makes you a part of these people. And as much as everybody will say, okay, the dickiness was being judgmental and all of that, I hear it, I get that, but also it's like, yeah, yeah, that's like the normal thing, or that's the normal thing for the average person, right? You're not trying to be a part of these people by just attending Sisters Fellowship and bringing food. What else are you doing to make yourself a better person for the community you're trying to attach yourself to? Do you understand? So I think that was also a very flawed narrative, right? And I think they were just trying to push, Dickiness. Dickiness was a bad person. I mean, the old, Abeni dying and all of that. Yeah, Dickiness was a bad person. But it also stemmed from a particular place, right? So I didn't like that as well. Yeah, what else did I not like? I think those were like the major things I didn't like about this film. The conveniences, the bit of storytelling that was imbalanced. I didn't write anything down, so I don't have like a very underlined thought, but these are like things I would point out in my general observation of the film. Was it a good watch? I think it was quite interesting. Adire was interesting to watch, and the characters were really good enough for me. The acting really gelled, right? And let me just mention another thing that I liked. I liked the community feel of this film, right? If you lived in a community before, you know someone that lived in a community before, or you've watched story about like people who live in like very small communities, you will be able to relate to it. The way everybody knows everybody gist, the way everybody wants to do things together, the way if like the head of the group doesn't accept you, then everybody else would not accept you as well. They have to like stay away from you and all of that. So yeah, the community feel of it was very original. The story in itself actually felt very realistic. And another thing, yeah, I loved. I already mentioned this, but I'm going to just say it again. I loved love expressions that Asari gave. That's KEHINDE Bankole's character. Like, she didn't have to speak to understand before we could understand what she was feeling, especially when she moved from Lagos to Oyo town. Like, you could feel the joy in her soul. It was very contagious, and this movie was funny as well, especially because of Kelechi Udegbe. So yes, I think you should watch it, but your expectation should not be high. It's an average film, so I'm going to rate it a 5.5 over 10. 5.5 because actors were in their bag. Yes, and please let me know your thoughts on Adire in the comment section. Would you be watching? Have you seen it? What do you think about it? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section, and please do like this video and share. Yes, because it is very, very important that you share as well, so we can increase our community numbers. Anyways, guys, my throat is so dry right now and I need to drink water, so I'm gonna end this video here. Bye, guys.